welcome to today's video. I thought I would do a little video on books that have been on my shelves for a very long time, some maybe even years, because I have over 400 books on my physical TBR, and I'm going to point out the reason why some of those haven't been read yet and why I have so many. But you know what, I actually like having a long TBR because it's like walking into little bookshelves, walking into a room with books that still hold a secret world that I don't yet know of, because I can like look and browse the shelves and be like, I'm gonna read that one this month. Even though I do use a canvas basket, I do also, to pick out my TBR, I do also sometimes pick them myself, so it's like I can go along and I can pick them, whereas if I didn't have that long of TBR, it would be always already just chosen for me. And I like being able to pick what books to read at the start of each month. So long TBRs are not all bad. We should stop letting people tell us that. It's like bookshelves of possibilities, you know what I'm saying? So anyway, let's get on the video. War and Peace by Leo Tolstoy. Obvious reasons, look at the size of it. It's a behemoth. Love on the Brain by Ali Hazelwood. I absolutely loved The Love Hypothesis so much, but I've heard that this isn't as good. I literally just have high expectations. I'm scared they're not going to be met. Grey Bearer by Jordan Ifueko. I hope that's how you pronounce it. I think this is going to be really good. I also love the cover, but I was meant to buddy read this with someone like, I think it was something like 2020, and we never did, and we haven't spoken since. And now I just feel like I'll feel kind of guilty if I do read it. Paper Towns by John Green. Yes, this is the movie cover. I do apologise. I just didn't love Turtles All the Way Down or The Fault in Our Stars. Sorry. I just didn't really like the writing style. The stories themselves were good. I do need to reread Turtles All the Way Down, I think, because I did read it in a time when I was kind of like in a reading slump. I did love Looking for Alaska though, so I'm kind of like, will I like this? Because I liked Looking for Alaska, but I didn't like those other two. I do want to read Let It Snow by John Green though, around Christmas time, because I liked the movie. But I don't know how I feel about John Green. I have mixed feelings about his books, so for that reason I keep putting this off. Ninth House by Leigh Bardugo. It sounds like something that I would love. I loved the Grishaverse, which this isn't to do with, but it's the same author, so I feel like the writing I'm gonna love anyway. But oh, she's biting her paw. I've heard some negative things, and that is not brilliant. And I'm really scared to be disappointed by a Leigh Bardugo book. Star Wars: The Force Awakens. I literally just don't have any of the other books, so I'm waiting so I can read them in order. Wicked by Gregory Maguire. I've just heard the musical is so much better, and I have seen the musical. I did enjoy it. It's not my favourite musical I've seen, but I did really love the concept and the storyline and the songs. But I'm just kind of scared, because if this isn't as good as the musical, and it wasn't my favourite musical I've seen, is this going to be like a 2-3 star read? The Book of Night by Holly Black. I was quite excited for this, and then it got published, it got released, and the not so great reviews started flowing in to my vision. I love the Folk of the Air series so much, so much, and I love Holly Black's writing. I'm really scared that this is going to disappoint me because of what I've heard. But look at those edges. Yeah. I Am Number 4 by Pittacus Law. That rhymes. I picked this up and I didn't realise it was part of a long series. I thought it was just like a standalone book by itself. I had seen the film, but I thought that was like it. I cannot remember the film for the life of me at all, but I remembered the name, so I picked it up. And I don't know if I'm interested enough to commit to a whole series about this, so now it just sits on my shelf waiting. Chain of Iron by Cassandra Clare. I own nothing before this other than the 6 Mortal Instruments. That's why I haven't read it. That's why I keep putting it off, because I can't read it yet. I bought this because it said Collector's First Edition. Ghosted by Jen Ashworth. I bought this for the cover, so that's why I haven't read it. I don't really know what it's about. I was just reading the back, and it does actually look interesting, but I didn't know that's what it was about until now. I just read that it said, I just liked this, and I read that it said a love story. And I just really loved the cover. This was a cover buy. Maybe I'll read it now that I've read the back. A Good Girl's Guide to Murder series. I've just heard such good things about this, like, all the time, that I've made myself get really high expectations. And I do love a YA thriller, but now I'm kind of scared that because I have such high expectations, I'm going to be let down. This DC series that contains, like, a book from different authors, so Leigh Bardugo, Mary Lou, Sarah J Maas, and Matt Della Pena. I'm sorry if I said that wrong. I just feel like they're not going to be as good as their original works, but who knows, maybe I'll enjoy them. But either way, I keep putting them off anyway, so. Timeless by Gail Carriger. I picked this up in a secondhand bookshop because it looked really interesting, and it still does. I still really want to read it, but I didn't realise that it was part of a long series, and it's one that I would be willing to commit myself to because it does sound really interesting, but obviously I need to get the other ones before I read this one. The Lord of the Rings by J.R. Tolkien. I just look at it for one. Also, the writing in this edition is really small. I do have the 3 split book editions where it's like split into 3 different books, which I feel like when I read it, I will read it through those because that will be a lot easier. For one, this is so heavy. That will just give me restraints, whatever they're called. I feel like there's contagious fear from this book because I feel like it's something that I would really enjoy, and I don't know why I've been putting it off for years and years and years. I imagine it is difficult to read, like remembering all the places, all the names, all the different creatures. But even with that, like, I feel like I'd still love it. I feel like that would bring more to the story. And I do think maybe there is like a contagious fear that goes around about this book that everyone just kind of catches, and then they hear Lord of the Rings and they're like, that's so long, I can't read that, there's so much in it. But overall, I think I would really love it, so maybe I'll try and get to it. I really wanted to try and get to it last year, but I didn't, so now I'm going to say I really want to get to it this year, and we'll see if that actually happens. So Breathless and Holding Up the Universe by Jennifer Niven. I loved All the Bright Places when I read it years and years ago, and I'm kind of scared that because I'm older, maybe, I don't know, just I'm kind of scared that I won't love these as much, and I really want to because I did really love All the Bright Places, so I don't want to be kind of disappointed, and because I loved All the Bright Places so much, I have such high hopes for these 2. So I'm just scared because my nostalgic love of this author, I don't want that to like go. The Mortality Doctrine series by James Dashner. The Maze Runner holds such a special place in my heart because it was like one of the first dystopian series that I read, and that really got me into reading like fiction, because before that I was reading a lot of non-fiction, and one of my favourite genres back then was foster memoirs, which I really enjoyed for some reason, but The Maze Runner it was like my favourite book in high school. I loved it so much. I still do. I reread it recently, I think it was like 2020, 2021, when Crank Palace came out, and still absolutely loved it. And I'm just kind of scared that anything else by him isn't gonna live up to that, and I don't want to ruin my love for the Maze Runner series. I don't think it would, because I'd just be like, you know what, I don't like his other works, but I did love the Maze Runner series. In saying that, the new Maze Runner book I didn't love. I think it's called The Maze Cutter. I received an e-arc of that, and I was so excited to receive an e-arc of a book that meant so much to me. I was so disappointed and sad that I didn't love it, so I feel like now I'm even more put off to read these foster memoirs by Kathy Glass. As I was literally just saying, I used to read a lot of foster memoirs, mainly by Kathy Glass. She was like my favourite author when I was like 13, 14 maybe, and I just haven't read any of her books for a while now because I've leaned more to fiction now. Oh, one fell. Also, I read one that I didn't love for like the first time in 2019/2020, one of those years, and so while I've still been collecting her books as they come out, I haven't read any. But now that I see them, I kind of do want to read one, but I don't know how I feel about non-fiction anymore. It's kind of more at the back of my head now, just because I read more fiction now. Under the Same Stars by Tim Lott. I bought this years ago in a sale at the Works, because I don't even know why I bought it, because I don't know if it even sounds like something I would love. It says, 2 brothers, 2 countries, one final chance to bury the past. There's like something to do with their father, and they go on this adventure to like find him maybe, and I don't really know if that's something I would love. I don't really know what it's rated on Goodreads. It's quite short, so I could give it a try, but I just am not that interested in reading it. I think I must have bought it just because it was like really cheap. Also, maybe because I really like the title, but I don't know. The Fifth Wave series by Rick Yancey. I really liked the film, so I went and bought the books. Then I'm pretty sure they never even made a second or third film. So it must have been just me that loved the film. But I heard some things saying that the books aren't great, so I bought them and ignored them for the rest of my life. Imaginary Friend by Stephen Chbosky. This is the author that wrote The Perks of Being a Wallflower, which I did love, but what? Look at the size of it. The Perks of Being a Wallflower is right there. It's quite short. The Perks of Being a Wallflower is like this. Why? What? Obviously long books are really intimidating to most people. This is exactly, I think I just spoiled the end. I think I just read the last page. 847 pages. And also, I don't think it has a very high rating on Goodreads. So a book this long that's not got a very good rating, I don't know if I can commit myself to that, even though I did love The Perks of Being a Wallflower. Like, this is me from like the future to that video. I forgot to do an outro, so I'm just going to do one quickly now. I've got no desk though, and I love it. It's got shelves, because I used to have that stuff on my desk and I didn't have much room for like writing, but now I've got the whole desk for writing. Got a candle. I can't remember what the scent is, but it smells nice. So I hope you enjoyed the video. That was just like a short snippet of my physical TBR, but just ones that had like main reasons that I haven't read them yet. It's basically the same for a lot of others though, that I just hear bad things about them, or they're too long. Yeah, so I don't know how to do proper outros, so I'm just gonna say goodbye and enjoy your day, and I will see you next time. Thank you for watching. Bye.